Welcome everybody, Shir number 955. We're learning today Lila Nishmas Moshe Dov Ben Rabar Zisel, Lila Nishmas Blima Bas Ram Moshe and Rafua Shalema Freda Golda Bas Esther, Shtaka Haver Rafua Shalema B'Seich Shar Chayli Yisrael. Getting back to our malacha of MAKEH B'PATISH and Tikkun Mana. Okay, we're basically trying to finish up our last Gezerah Midrabanan, rabbinical decree in reference to MAKEH B'PATISH and Tikkun Mana, and that is folding garments and linens and so on. And paper we want to talk about also. Okay, so we've discussed all the ins and outs. We said the bottom line is there's 5 conditions. We said there is what to rely on if somebody actually folds items on the line. One should try not to, but Yeshalmi Lismach, we said Ein Limches Biyadai. Not to yell at them. Okay, but be it as it may, a few interesting questions in reference to folding garments. What is there a problem if, let's say, somebody's collar, they have a shirt collar or a blouse collar or something like that, and the collar is up. Now they want to fold it back down. It's on a line, so I flip the collar back down. Is that a problem of folding a garment on a line? Let's say somebody has cuffs on their pants. Right, they have cuffs on their pants, and now we're not talking about pinning it, and we're not talking the sewing part. Just simply the cuffs what came down. So I want to just flip the cuff back up. So obviously it's on a line. The bottom of the pants is a line. So I flip it back up. Is that a problem? Also, it goes on the line, right? I flip down my collar on the shirt or blouse or so on. It goes on the line. I flip down the collar on my jacket. It goes on a line. I flip up the cuffs from my pants. It goes on a line. Is that a problem at all? So Lemaisa brings on the Sefer SHIUR Shabbos HILCHOS that Lemaisa it would not be a problem, and the Sefer Halachos brings it down like that, quoting that SHIUR Shabbos HILCHOS. And he says the bottom line is Aval Hamidoi al Matzove Haragel. In other words, to put this item, a shirt, cuffs, jacket, whatever the case is, to flip to flip it back in the way that it was, the regular way that my jacket, the collar's down, the regular way, that the cuffs are up, the regular way that the collar of the shirt is down. So all that would be mutter. It's only a question of sharpening and putting in the creases and making the creases like in a talus, folding the garment, putting it away. But the regular way, the person wears something, that is no problem to flip it back down. So he says, "V'lochein therefore mutter lahachzer kipel shel hakoiva shenis kamta shenis kamata." Somebody has, we've spoken about in the past, a hat. Got crushed and just push it back into the regular shape. So we said that's no problem. Also, in reference to folding lines, tikkun mana, and so on. V'chein kipel shabasavar me'il. He says like like around the neck, a collar of a shirt, collar of a blouse, collar of a jacket, and so on. He says also the cuffs. If the cuffs fell down, they got not so much the wrinkled part, but they just fell down. You want to flip it back up. All this would not fall into the problem of tikkun kli. Okay, so that's the story as far as that. Anything that's a regular way the one wears, it flips up, collar, this, that, the cuffs, whatever. So pushing it down is no problem. Okay, now, interesting thing, a dry cleaning issue comes up, which, like we've mentioned many times, we are from the dry cleaning industry. That is in reference to pants. He brings down, there's the Sefer Piskei Teshuvos, Sefer Piskei Teshuvos, interesting, from the Shevet HaLevi and others, that when the dry cleaner presses a pants, many times, usually it's supposed to be, I know from the past, it's supposed to be a nice sharp line. To the extent, as he brings down again from the Shevet HaLevi, to the extent that when you pick it up, it basically falls into place. When the pants is worn, a few weeks, the person has, let's say, Shabbos pants from the Shabbos suit, so it's worn, so the line gets weaker possibly or whatever. But when it's mamash just out of the dry cleaners the first week or two, it's very sharp, and you just pick it up and the line is there. It's like you're not doing anything. As opposed to a talus, you have to start finding the line. Even when it's pressed real nice and real sharp, you have to first find the line, and then fold it on the line, and it becomes, it's an avoid. It takes work to do it right. So he does bring down from Shevet HaLevi, again, l'chatchila, it should not be done, but there are those, lilmit, to be melamed chus, on those who fold their pants onto the hanger, on the line. He says like this. Again, just being little mitzchus on those who hang. They take their pants when they pick it up, put it on the hanger. So he says and they put it on the line, that's like what we said. When it's a sharp line, it basically falls into place, and it's the crease of the pants falls mamish right into place, and there's no leloy shum toisefes ma'isa letzarech hakipel. You mamish don't have to do anything to get it on the line. Again, as opposed to the talis where you have to start finding the line and get it on the line, and it's more of an avoid. Over here, this mamish is nothing. It's like almost as though the it gets folded by itself. So when you go and put it on the on the hanger, even when you hang it up on a chair, the line is mamish right there. You just have to grab onto the bottom. So again, is that what one should do? No. But he says, als to be malametz chus. Again, like we said with the talis, those who do it, there is what to rely on, the Shevet HaLevi. But preferably one, again, should try and just either hang up the pants on the hanger, from the hook, or from the inside, whatever the case is, or on the back of a chair, and then definitely not to hang it on a hanger on the crease. Now, I just do want to point out, if somebody has clothing or their pants, like we said, is a little bit more used or whatever, Lapuke says on the bottom, imsarch lesasa kedei lesader in other words, if you have to start lining it up and it's it takes a little bit more time to get the crease right, line the pants and put on the hanger, that right, you can't do that for sure. Not of course, there's nothing to be malametz chus. Then that's the whole avoided. That's the whole problem. It's only over there where the line is already sharp right off the cleaners, first week or two or whatever, so it falls into place. Over there is room to be malametz chus. Now, one other thing he brings down is Sefer Halachos. I mean, he doesn't bring it down, but l'chayr it's the davar pasha that in conjunction with what we said, to put it on the regular, like the collar back and the cuffs and so on, in the regular way. So l'chayr that will go also for cuffling shirts. You have, let's say, the regular, you just flip the thing up, you flip the sleeve up. And you put in the cuffling. So as far as flipping that up, also l'chayr, we're not talking about pulling up long sleeve shirts and rolling them up. Lefi Rav Moshe, there's some sort of an issue, but I'm not going to get into that now. That's a separate story. But plain and simple, just flipping up the bottom of the shirt, l'chayr, should not be a problem. Also, that's the regular, the lamida al matzavay haragol. That's like the collar, pulling the collar down or something like that, or fixing the cuffs or so on. Now, just one more thing to end off, brings on the Sefer Pesach Tshuvos also. Just trying to go through some various different examples and issues that come up in reference to this folding issue, which we basically, we went through many different cases. We're trying to finish it up. So he brings down the Sefer Pesach Tshuvos said that the same thing he brings down would be with tablecloths. A lot of times you have a tablecloth on the line to fold it up on a line that you can do. We spoke about rubber tablecloths or plastic, whereby there's no line, just folding it up, whatever. That's not the issue. We're not talking about the hachana part now, the preparation for the week. We're talking about just the actual folding, if that's a problem of tikkun mana or not of fixing. So regular tablecloths, if they have a line, he brings on also sheets and these type of things. Many times they have a line, not to fold it on the line. It brings on sometimes handkerchiefs, and that one should be careful. As he says, kol shekepleihem the karma, as long as it's recognizable, the crease and the fold is recognizable. In other words, not to fold it on the regular lines, the regular way. He says over here also that there are those who are machbel, like in conjunction with the Mishnah Berurah, like we saw, not to fold it at all, bichlal. So that's as far as that. But again, if somebody does have to fold that for whatever reason, the sheet or whatever the case is, or the tablecloth, to put it away, get it out of the way, like we said, it's in the way. It's not it's for Shabbos, doesn't look that. Whatever the case is, just to be careful not to fold it on the recognizable lines, like we said, not in the regular way. One thing he brings on the bottom in reference to handkerchiefs, but also towels, like we spoke about, but he says these type of things, there's no kiyum on these things. These are things that, because of the fact that they're constantly being used, these towels and these handkerchiefs or whatever the case is. So you're just folding it up, and there's no kiyum to put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out. So this kipul ain't begeder kipul klal. It's not considered a real folding as far as the folding goes itself, so that l'chayra would be not a problem. Brings us down from the Sefer Shulchan Shleima. Okay, so but the other items, one should be careful not to fold it if there's a line, not to fold it on the line. Thank you for listening. Aslach and bracha kol tov.